understand. I really, really don't. And so now we're at Jacob and Carissa's house, and they're just talking and stuff, and he's constantly trying to call Tasha, and Carissa's just telling him, like, you wasting your time, and they just kind of going back and forth about all that happened last week with the FBI raiding the church and all that kind of stuff. So Rochelle and Macy and Tasha was all together at Tasha's house. And I mean, Rochelle just have that girl there. She really playing that role. She had me laughing at the way she be talking to Tasha like she talking to a child. So they was talking about they need to hurry up and pack up and get on out of there. And Tasha was like, what about me? So you just gonna leave? And he was like, yeah, because I just don't feel like I could trust you no more. That's what Tasha was saying to Mason stuff. And so Rochelle, then that's when Macy asked Rochelle, so where's that money? Where's that money that I told you to put aside for me and whatever? And she pulled the money from out of a briefcase or whatever from under the couch. And Tasha said, so that's the money that you took from Bishop? And the way she be talking just so country. That's the money you took from Bishop and all that. Then Rochelle talking about, that's none of your business. I'm like, Lord have mercy. And so Rochelle just so harsh with that girl. And she's like a bully. So intimidating to her. And they just treat her so bad. And she just like there. She just there. So that's when they was getting ready to leave and stuff and talking about they need to hurry up and get out of town. And she was saying she's not going to go. And that's when Rochelle was like, yeah, you going to go now. Go and listen to what your husband told you. And she jacked her arm and all that. Like, what? Then she said, you go back there and go and pack your bags and let's go. I mean, this girl, I'm sorry. I couldn't even take that scene seriously. I was just laughing at the way Rochelle was talking to Tasha. I couldn't take her. So they show Sister Patterson, and she's just talking to she was talking to Lady Mae, but then I just remember them going to Bishop and his lawyer and Jacob, and they was talking and stuff like that about what's he looking at or jail time and all that kind of stuff, criminal charges or whatever. So Jacob, he went to Tasha's house and see that they have left, and then they show Aaron. He's on the phone with Grace. And Grace went on and told Aaron about the paternity test. And I guess she got the test results like over the phone, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. All this stuff is new to me. But, you know, the way technology is set up nowadays, you can do pretty much everything over the phone. So she was telling Aaron, don't tell Kevin. And when Aaron hung the phone up with Grace, he looked at Kevin. And Kevin was like, what was that about? Or who was that? Or something like that. And so after that, let's see, because I just wrote down a couple of notes this time. Jacob, when he, let's see, Jacob ended up at Tasha's house, and she was gone. Everybody was gone. I think he ended up calling, Grace. He called Grace and told Grace that Tasha wasn't there and looked like everybody gone. They're going to be gone for good or whatever. They done skip town. So they end up leaving, supposed to have been going to Mexico. Well, I guess Macy, he's going to make that move after he make his next stop. But I'm going to get to that part towards the end of the show. And so then they're going to show Isaiah and Zora, and she just want him to like give her an official title. She was like, I'm tired of you wanting me to, I edit your videos. I do this for your videos. I pick out your wardrobe. I do this. I tell you, I help you with your beats or this and that and all that kind of stuff. And she was like, and I just, you know, she pretty much telling Isaiah, I feel unappreciated. Like all I do is just work for you. I want a title. And he just like, everything always got to be about you. And I'm just so tired of them. It's like I'm really just tired of talking about them. So, she was just talking to him about that. And that was pretty much all. Just them arguing about a bunch of nothing. Same old, same old. Him just being an asshole as usual. And so after that, let's see. That's when, what's her name? I forgot her name. The lady who killed her husband in self-defense. I guess she had called Grace. But she also was planning on meeting with Rochelle. So Rochelle, she went over with Tasha to her house. Jacob and Grace was outside scoping her house out. And that's when they seen those two going inside. And so they knew that something was up the way Rochelle was jacking on Tasha and pushing her in the house. So once they went inside and was sitting down talking to the lady, I forgot. I don't know if her name Cora. I forgot. And so they went on and knocked at the door. Rochelle told me, you better not open that door. So she ran and went open the door anyway. And it was Grace and Jacob. When they came inside, the first thing Jacob told me, Tasha. Like, Lord. And you could tell that he really do have feelings for her. Like, he care about her and stuff. So he did tell Tasha that I'm not gonna mess up what I have with my wife. I love Carissa and I want to be with her. And so, he just pretty much let Tasha know up front, I'm not trying to see you like that and stuff like that. And Tasha know that he care about her and everything. She probably was feeling him a little bit more deeper because she know how Macy was. She know how he is deep down inside. She know his dark side. And I guess she just seen something different in Jacob, and that's what made her just see somebody that she really admired and took a quick interest in like that. But he's not going to leave Carissa for her. So I'm glad that he did tell her that. I hope he could just do good from now on. And so after that part, that's when, like, Rochelle, she just went completely off. She was talking to, that's when they really seen the real Rochelle come out. And she was just going like crazy and talking crazy to Grace and stuff like that because she pretty much been busted. So Jacob's like, you just gonna let her go? And Grace said, I'm not worrying about her. I'm just worrying about Dad and, and stuff like that. And so they was off that scene. So we back to Lady Mae. And there she is, she's debuting her night with a day with Lady Mae and all that kind of stuff, her service. And then you see Charity, she's singing with Sister Patterson. And I couldn't help but notice how she was like mimicking her and doing all this, the shoulder humping. And I don't know, I just couldn't take nothing from they sing. I didn't feel nothing from them. Whatever they was singing about, I'm sorry. I wasn't feeling it. I couldn't take nothing from that. So, and then they show Zora again, and she's arguing with Isaiah, and she had packed her bags, just like she did when she turned 18 and packed her bags and left and everything like that and left with him. So this time she was leaving him. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad that she's leaving him this season. So she was leaving him, and he was just like, just trying to smear her name and make her look bad. And you was boring anyway and all this kind of stuff. Ooh, I can't stand that little dude. So she was like, whatever. She wasn't even trying to go back and forth with him. I'm like, that's how you do it. As she trying to leave out the door, he gonna push the door to me. You not going nowhere. And she was like, boy, get out of my way. I'm about to go. And then before you know it, he pushed her real hard and she landed back on the counter. And the way he pushed her, I knew that it had her back hurt, and that just looked like it hurt. So she somehow jacked away from him. She pulled her phone out and she recorded him. And she said, now you on live. Y'all, this is Isaiah. He's on live, and I'm going to see if he going to let me leave or not. And he couldn't do nothing but just stand back. So she left on out of there and she got away. And then they showed her like at the bus stop. And then Sophia pulled up and she took her home. So they showing Jacob again, and he was talking to Carissa. But let me backtrack a little bit. While they were scoping out Rochelle's moves and everything with Tasha, before she got away, he was just talking and stuff, and he went on and told Grace that he had kissed Tasha, and Grace hit him, and I just thought that was so funny. Jacob makes some of the stupidest faces, like, what I did, like he really don't know what you not supposed to do. And when Grace hit him, and was like, Jacob, what you did that for, and stuff like that. I don't know, I just fell out laughing. So anyway, he just started talking about how much he just loved the little things about Carissa and her cheekbones and all this kind of stuff. And I just be thinking, like, the next person that's with her, will they notice things like this about her and all that kind of stuff. And so they showed him back with Carissa, and when he came in the house, she just was looking like, boy, what you want? Like, I don't want to be bothered with you. And she was just giving him dry response and all stuff like that. So after that, that's when he just started talking to her about, I just love you, and I just realized that I just love you. And she said, realize. So she just was like, it's too late, Jacob. It's too late. It's over. He was like, don't do this, and like begging her, please don't do this and all that kind of stuff. But Carissa is over. Like, you can tell that she just done. So she just fed up with it, and that's that. And after they, going back and forth with it, and he begging her, Zora comes in the house, and they were so happy to see her, and Carissa was crying. So back to the scene with, then they show Bishop and Grace talking and just having a little heart-to-heart moment. Then after Grace left, she went to go and meet with Aaron to talk about the paternity test. And I don't think that she told him about the paternity test, but that's where it left off at with that. Now, the last scene is when Macy rolled up in Bishop's office with a gun on him. I was like, oh my God. And he was just talking, and you killed my dad, and for that you gonna pay, and this and that and the other. And Bishop was just trying to talk him into not, shooting him, like put the gun down and stuff like that. Macy wasn't trying to hear it. For a moment, I thought he was going to put the gun down because he was crying and stuff. But then he picked the gun back up and pointed up to Bishop. And that's pretty much how it went off. And I thought this was a season finale, but it's not. But I'm glad it wasn't, because it speeded up. They got straight to the point. It wasn't a drag-along episode. And they setting us up good for the season finale. So I like the way this one was. And this is like my favorite show on TV right now. I'll be so ready for this. I'll be having it reminded. And so that concludes my recap for tonight's episode. So if you all enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry that I'm posting this late, because I could have just waited and put it out tomorrow. And I'm sorry for I apologize for rambling early on in the review. I just didn't have my notes in order. But y'all go check out the episode if you watch Greenleaf. I love it. So again, I want to thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.